we might not see these low prices for a really long time for Solana. Once we are breaking here, Gary Gensler came out, they are going to approve trading for the Ethereum spot ETF. The volatility in Bitcoin is coming back here right now, and I believe a big move will be happening here over the next coming hours and increase again our portfolios. Today we're gonna talk about a portfolio that I'm starting to build here for that next leg to the upside, and you should actually do the same to take advantage of that next move that is really, really close. And now let's go. We're gonna start off here with Bitcoin on the 4-hourly chart. Here are multiple things happening right now. For once, I believe that here on the moving averages, the death cross that we just got here yesterday is a potential fake out. Why do I believe that this death cross is a potential fake out? Really, really simple, because the angle that the 50 came under the 200 is kind of flat. Usually when you get a solid death cross, the death cross starts going down like this, and not that you see the 50 already moving here slightly back to the upside. So usually when you see something like this, of course it's not confirmed yet, but it increases the chances of that death cross being just a fake out. Price returns here back to the upside. We get a golden cross over here and continue to move here to the upside. On a second look, we see also that we have a divergence here, a bullish divergence. A price action is creating lower lows on the 4-hourly chart, while the RSI is creating higher lows. And every time when you see that, you know, okay, there is a bigger move looming for that asset, and we're gonna see a big push to the upside as long as we are holding this upwards trajectory here on the RSI. Lose this upwards trajectory and the divergence would be invalidated. The same goes when the price breaks here another time to the downside with the RSI together. But as long as the RSI is keeping the upward sloping trend, we should get a bigger push to the upside. I'm quite confident right now to say that the 4 of our Elliott wave on the 12-hourly chart was actually here at $65,000, around the $65,000 level, and that we are now ready to start the 5th wave to the upside. Remember, guys, yesterday and the day before that, I told you that I was not 100% convinced that the 4 is down here and that we could roll over and see potentially a lower point for that 4, but now I'm getting more and more confident that the 4 is here around the $65,000 level. The confirmation for that will come in once we are breaking here $67,700 and can turn this into support. So what we need to see here is that price action gets above here, maybe comes back into it, and does something like this. So that is what we are looking for to confirm that the 5th leg is actually in progress. Here on the liquidation levels, also something really interesting right now, that we are trying to break back into the EMA ribbon. While that EMA ribbon has flipped into a downtrend, that does not mean that the Bitcoin price action cannot reverse that quite quickly here. But for that, we need a break here again in alignment with what I just said, above $67,700 to confirm that the liquidation levels getting more and more dense on the short side, which is again a sign for that we are going to see here pretty soon a squeeze to the upside. The only problem with that is, will we stay then in these levels, or will we see here an directly reversal back to the downside? But also for that, I have found clues in the charts that are telling us exactly what potentially is going to happen here over the next coming hours and the next coming days. And the chances that we are breaking here further to the downside are decreasing by the minute, because there is not much liquidity here below the $66,000 level. We need here to go all the way down to 65 to start liquidating some over-leveraged long positions, and would start also liquidating some other long-term long positions in the process. I don't believe that this is going to happen. There's also major buy walls are here in this area right now, which once again makes it quite unlikely that we're tapping into that. So the directional move is here to the upside, while I'm not ruling out that we could see a quick flush here to like 66 again and then go back to the upside. But what is a for $500 move right now? On the liquidation heat map, we kind of see the same thing. Here is some liquidity around the $65,500 level, but all the upside liquidity is stacked above us in terms of short liquidations. Tap into $67,000 and we should get the first short squeeze in direction of 68. Around 68,400, there is of course again major resistance because of wicks that we created on the way down. But once we are clearing these levels, basically blue skies to the upside. And don't forget, around the $70,000 to $72,000 level, there is over $10 billion worth of short liquidity stacked. That is basically holding a piece of bloody meat in front of a shark, so the shark is going to eat it at some point. Maybe he's making some circuits around it, but then out of nowhere he's going to snap and take it. And this is the same thing with the liquidity that's just sitting here above us right now. When I go then to CoinGlass to see if that small pump that we got in Bitcoin is spot driven or leverage driven, I can tell you it looks to me that this is spot driven with a little bit of leverage. The open interest has, of course, increased slightly here on that move here to the upside. But what we are seeing right now is open interest is still slightly increasing while price is coming down. That tells me again that more shorts are coming into the market. And I don't have to tell you what's going to happen when we come back here into these top regions here once again. The same what I pointed out yesterday already. Once we are getting there, we are going to see a major flush to the downside, and at the same time price is going to squeeze here to the upside above $70,000. And once we are doing this, I believe that this time we will be able to hold the $70,000 level. On the 8-hour chart here also clear picture right now. These lower lows that we have got are also creating right now a divergence. Once I draw here a line like this, more or less, and get the RSI up, you're going to see that. So also here we have a bullish divergence. Now on the higher time frames, I think that I have to check this. I'm not sure anymore. Does it go up all the way up to the daily chart? Yes. So also here you can make the case on the 12-hourly chart that also here is a bullish divergence right now. So you have mid and higher time frames all in alignment with divergences telling us that the Bitcoin price will see a massive squeeze here pretty soon. I believe that moment will come again when we're breaking above the $67,000 level. And once that is happening, the trajectory that I have drawn out here will come to fruition and will bring us back into some juicy levels where also our altcoin bags will feel much more comfortable. And guys, just really quick, I want to mention we got our winner for the $1,000. The winner reached out to us. We are just confirming if that is actually a real person and that this is not made up somehow. So, but the winner reached out. Congratulations again. We messaged the winner. The number was wrong that we received, the phone number. Give us a number where we can reach you on WhatsApp or Telegram, and then we finalize everything. If you want to be the next winner, then make sure that you sign up on BYBIT, and there you, while you sign up, still get a $30,000 bonus with the link down below here. The rules are really simple. They're also stated here in the pinned comment and in the description. Sign up with the BYBIT link, deposit $100, subscribe to the channel, activate the notifications, and we're gonna announce the next winner, again, totally random, in the next 7 to 8 days. So you have to make sure to watch the video from the beginning to the end, because maybe I do it in the first 30 seconds of the video, maybe I do it in the last 10 seconds of the video. You never know, so you have to make sure that you watch the video to actually see where we are picking our winners. So, and afterwards, you have 12 hours to get in touch with us at info@amcrypto.us to claim your $1,000. And if you are not able to use BYBIT right now, go to Margex, also a really good exchange that I still use. I have massive positions open there with the link down below. And if you just want to copy trade me, go to FAIRDESK. They have still the highest bonus in the industry, $120,000, with the link down below here. Margex, guys, I'm just telling you, potentially Margex is the next exchange where we are doing a giveaway with for everybody that cannot use BYBIT. I'm still talking with them. There's no confirmation yet. It also depends on my side. We have not confirmed anything with them yet, but maybe this is the next one. So also make sure that you have an account over there. For tomorrow with the DXY, I definitely expect a further rejection from the 105.5 level here to the downside. That is what I would like to see. Once we are seeing this happening here and we get a nice red candle to the downside, the Bitcoin price should rally tomorrow to the upside. So I give Bitcoin around 24 hours to make here a pretty solid move to the upside. A lot depends on what the DXY is tomorrow doing. Then on the USDT dominance, the dominance is losing steam here right now. That is exactly what we wanted to see. I want that the USDT dominance comes back down here under the 4.75% level and continuously keeps falling here to the downside. Of course, it doesn't have to happen in one line that we go straight down like this. It can be a little bit zigzag-ish. That's absolutely fine, but we definitely need to see here the USDT dominance coming down and breaking once again also this downward sloping trend line, and not see here a retest turning that into support and coming back to the upside. One catalyst that might be there for the next major move in Bitcoin is potentially the Ethereum spot ETF launch on the 2nd of July. Gary Gensler came out, I think on Friday, and said that sometime in summer, they are going to approve trading for the Ethereum spot ETF. Sometime in summer is July for me, you know, so sometime in summer is not June, it's not August, the middle is July. So, and here the Bloomberg analysts are expecting the Ethereum spot ETF to launch on the 2nd of July. They were always pretty accurate with calling out days for ETF launches. So I give them here credit for that and believe that in a range between the 2nd and the 10th of July, we are going to see the launch of the Ethereum spot ETF. So once that is happening, you're going to see massive capital coming back into the market, and that will ignite, in my opinion, the next all-time high move for Bitcoin to the upside. In terms of the Bitcoin dominance, here are no big changes yet. We are keeping our trajectory more or less with our initial prediction to the downside. Can we get a little bit higher? Yes, we can. Do I believe that we are breaking here 56% anytime soon to the upside? No, I don't. For the simple reason that we are not above $70,000 for the time being, and altcoins starting to get some of the momentum here. In terms of where the money will go first, after people moving out of Bitcoin, remember guys, for the Ethereum spot ETF, I expect that we see the trickle down effect finally happening here, where we are moving from the first phase into the second phase, where when Ethereum has its time in the sun, and once the Ethereum ETF hype cools down, and that will be in the first 2-3 weeks approximately after the Ethereum ETF has launched, we're going to see large caps performing, and then we start the fourth phase where we see major altcoin season. Now, you want to make sure that you start to position yourself for this trickle down effect right now, not when the Ethereum ETF is launching, because then you miss potentially really good entries. Hence why I have picked 6 coins today where I believe we can start looking into some exposure for our portfolios. So for once, of course, Ethereum with the Ethereum ETF, it makes sense to get exposure to Ethereum. I expect that we, in the next 2 months, definitely break above the $4,000 level here and potentially create a new all-time high close to the $5,000 level by the end of August. So that's why you want to make sure that you start positioning yourself here. If you want to play it really safe, guys, wait for the break of the downward sloping trend line here around $3,600. That would be a good entry level, especially if you missed here the sniper entry that I had given here such a long time ago. Here also in terms of indicators, MACD is showing momentum is slowing down on the sell side. So buyers are stepping in here right now. We have a divergence also here in the price action with the RSI and also the stochastic RSI just gave us yesterday a buy signal, showing us that we are ready for a move to the upside. We are completely here at the bottom, so heavily oversold on the stochastic RSI. A bigger move is definitely coming here, and that should bring us at least close to $4,000 in my opinion, because we are on such a high time frame. The next one is Solana. Solana broke the downward sloping trend line here already. Every time when we get a break of the trend line, Solana is moving at least 10 to 20%. So here the last one, okay, that was a small one, that was 7%. But if you look here at this one, that was here a 28% move to the upside. And I think the one before here, there was also like, yeah, here you see another 10% move. So I expect at least a 10-20% move in Solana over the next couple of days. If we go here to like a 10% move, we are back at like $161, more or less $160. If we get a 25% move, that would bring us to $182 approximately. The fact that Solana went down for such a long time, since we touched here $190, so look at this, 20th of May, so almost a month worth of downwards trend. I'm pretty confident that we will come back into the $175, $180 level here to the upside. Here, the current level is still a good level to get into a Solana position. See this as an investment entry. We might not see these low prices for a really long time for Solana, and if we get lower at some point, I'm just adding more. So what you should do is you should not go now all in here, guys. Buy here with like 25% of the money that you have sitting aside for your some dip buy opportunities. You add another 50% when we are breaking above the 155 level, and you add another 25% at 162. Then you are fully invested. That's how I would play it. If we come back lower, let's say we go to 150, turn back down, you get another chance to add another 25%. And if we come for some weird reason down here under $140, there you deploy your other 50%, because from there we definitely going to see a big bounce back to the upside. So that is how I would play this. One of the coins that I'm getting heavily interested in is Vechain. That also here heavily oversold on the RSI, stochastic RSI. Momentum is fading away from the sell side on the MACD. Also here in terms of price action, we have here a big falling wedge. If you want to play it really safe, you wait for the break of the downward sloping trend line, but you will miss out on potentially 10% that you could have gotten if you would get in at the next buy zone above us here at 3 cents. If also here we move one more time to the downside around the 26 cent, 2.6 cent level. That is a major buy zone. We have here some swing lows in that area, hence why I would be interested to buy a lot of Vechain down here for a spot position and for a low leverage investment position. Higher leverage positions I would only enter when we see a break here of 3 cents. And of course, you want to make sure that you have your stop losses in place. Here, actually on this chart, I forgot to put the stop loss in. Here, my stop loss for my investment entries would be just here at the 2.68 level. That's where I would have my stop loss once we are entering at 3 cents. That is roughly a 10% stop loss, but the upside is tremendous. Look at this here. So if you enter here, and it goes to the Fibonacci extension level, the first one, the 0.618, that is a 52% move. That's a 1 to 5 risk to reward ratio. I take this all day. This kind of probability in terms of return on a trade like that. So that is a good spot trade. And also on leverage, if you use like 3, 4, 5x leverage, that can yield really big returns for you. Then Arbitrum is the other one. We are already at range lows here. We might see a quick deviation to the downside before we continue to go here up, but the indicators are also all telling us that we are massively overextended here. Also here we have a downward sloping trend line. You see this like a red string going around most of the coins right now, where you have a downward sloping trend line holding price action down, and once you get the break, that is a massive confirmation for a return of a massive upside here across the board, basically. So here for Arbitrum, current levels are good for accumulation for the next leg to the upside. Here, the 0.618 is the $1.85 level. So that is almost a 100% move from current prices. If we would go, 104 more or less percent move to the upside here. Also definitely worth taking. Even here again, 3, 4, 5x leverage is more than enough. I really don't believe that we're going to see a break of these lows here at 76 cents. That would be a 15% move to the downside. So if you trade with 3x leverage, you can withstand, even if we would get down there, that kind of move, and just hold your position until we go here to the upside. Again, if you want to play it really safe, you wait for a break here above $1.02 and enter here, where you basically wait for a retest of that level and then go here to the upside. You have here all these targets marked out. How would I trade with these targets here? So first, what you want to do is, once we are hitting here $1.06 and you entered at 93 cents, you want to make sure that your stop loss from 84 cents moves now to 93 cents, so that if you get stopped out, you don't lose any money on that trade. And then you raise every time your stop loss, the higher that we go. So for example, once we're hitting $1.24, your stop loss becomes $1.06. Then when we hit $1.36, here I would not move it to $1.24, I would move it to like $1.14. And then once we're hitting $1.61, then you can move it to $1.36. And that way you make sure that every time we hit another resistance level, that you move up your stops and actually walk away with profit if at some point you get a massive move to the downside. So if you would get stopped out after $1.61, you would still walk away with 33%. Sorry, more my mistake. So if you entered here at 93 cents, you would walk away with roughly 51% on that trade. And would you really care if you traded this with 4x? You made 200%, you get stopped out because there's a massive move coming to the downside, maybe all the way down to like $1.24. No, because you can use these levels then as re-entry levels, because some of these levels will turn into support. So use them as re-entry levels when we are coming down here. So the same goes for RNDR. Here we are seeing now also some strength coming back into RNDR after we were here heavily oversold on the daily chart. Here, if we are getting a deviation to the downside, then my final entry would be $7.21. Below that, I have a stop loss at $6.82. The current green box that I have drawn in here is the first level where I would enter with like 25%, just in case that we start to take off from here. The 0.618 golden ratio is at $10.80. So here I would definitely take some profits, around 25 to 50%, and would raise my stop loss to $9.64, just to make sure that in any case I walk away with some money. Because what you don't want to do in a bull market is giving away profits and round tripping. I will make here a big confession, guys. I was massively up, multiple six figures I was up 2 weeks ago. That money is almost completely gone that I was up. I have more or less half of it because I round tripped my profits, and you don't want to be in the same position. I have also still to learn this sometimes, not to be so greedy, especially in a bull market like that. And don't make the same mistake, guys. Don't make the same mistake. So the last coin that we're talking about is NEAR. That is one of the coins where I round tripped a lot of my profits, from the majority of my profits actually. Here, the golden ratio, the next initial target is $7.37. That's the target where I also will take some profits off the table once we're reaching that. A good entry is around now and $5.40 more or less. Stop loss is $5.07. Here, the stochastic RSI is it's insane how oversold we are here. And also the RSI is massively oversold. We see here early signs of a tick to the upside while we are still having price action, having here these wicks to the downside. So here also a small bullish divergence. Again, the safest entry would be along the break of this downward sloping trend line around $6.20. Do you want to wait for that? I would not wait for that. You miss out on potential 5% to the upside here. I would just raise my stop loss to my entry level once we are hitting the downward sloping trend line here, to be prepared for a potential rejection if that would occur. Again, you play this the exactly same way that I just explained here, level by level, and raising your stop loss. And the final level where I would raise my stop loss the last time, for me personally, would be when we hit the $8.03 level. I would raise it to the golden ratio, the $7.37 level, and then I will let this ride the potential for the rest of the bull run. I will take some profits along the way just to build new positions. But once we are hitting across all these coins the golden ratios, that is and go above that, then the golden ratio will become my final stop loss. So if I get stopped out, I will walk away already with massive profits and can reposition myself, and you should do the same. Guys, that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure that you smash up the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you then again tomorrow.